Hey there, it's Jess. Welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be talking about something kind of gross. I hope you can take it. It is about diarrhea. Why am I talking about diarrhea? Because over the last 3 years, I had a lot of experience with diarrhea, and when I would search to try to find out why, I kept hitting a brick wall, couldn't figure out why, go to the doctor, and they didn't end up helping me. So I finally, after 3 years, figured it out myself. And so maybe this video will help you, or maybe it'll help somebody you know that might be suffering. I know some people think it's kind of a gross topic. It is definitely embarrassing, but a lot of people have stomach issues. So if it can help somebody, then this video will be worth it. Now, the hard part is going to be to make this video as short as possible because the other one I tried to make was way too long and boring. So, can I do this fast? Okay. When I turned 40, I started having issues. And I have a grandmother who's now passed away who also had a lot of stomach issues, but she had IBS and Crohn's. I figured when I started having issues, I must be having the same issues, IBS, Crohn's. However, I was only 40. She didn't get these issues until she was much older, so I was pretty annoyed with that, and I didn't really want to just think that's what it was without trying some things first. Dairy. I decided that I would take dairy out of my diet and see if that helped anything. So initially, I cut out dairy. I must have had a good week because I thought that I had cured my problem. I even went to the doctor for an appointment, and while I was kind of asking him if I could do some kind of food test, and that I'd recently discovered that I couldn't tolerate dairy anymore, his response was just that, yeah, it happens, and you can't really do anything. There's really no test you could run. Didn't offer any other test. So I continued trying to cut dairy out of my diet. When I started having diarrhea again, I thought, dang it, I'm not cutting enough out. It's the butter, it's the little, so I strictly cut any dairy out of my diet, and every time I would have diarrhea, I would just think, I'm just so intolerant that I can't handle any. A year goes by. I'm having diarrhea again, often. Too often for it to be the trace amounts of dairy I might be in contact with. I add dairy back to my diet. Nothing changes at all. So for an entire year, I did no dairy, thinking that it was causing my stomach issues, and it was not. Okay, at this point, I'm frustrated. My diarrhea has gotten worse. It's more often. It's embarrassing. It's getting to the point where I'm afraid to drive because now I've had to stop several times and pull into the closest gas station thinking I'm not going to make it. The worst time was when I got on an airplane with my 2 girls. As soon as I sat down, my stomach started giving me issues, and I had to wait, until our plane took off, until we were in the air, when the light came off and said you could use the bathroom. These thoughts are going through my head, this is almost an emergency, I'm gonna crap my pants, maybe I'll tell them I have morning sickness, can I hold it, it's just bad. So I go to the doctors finally, and I'm like, look, thought it was dairy, it wasn't. I'm still having crazy stomach issues all the time. Almost every other day now I'm having diarrhea. It's just not getting any better. I don't know what to do. Can you do some sort of food allergy test on me? Never mentions that that's a possibility that we could test to see if I'm allergic to anything. I guess it's just hard to diagnose if you can't tolerate certain foods. I don't know. I wish they would have tried something. The doctor says, well, it probably is IBS. It could be gluten, but you need to cut it out of your diet for 6 weeks to see. Or I have a magic pill for you. And after 6 weeks, if it works, you won't have any issues. It's successfully treating IBS, even though it's a depression medication, and it was either Zoloft or one of those. Prozac or Zoloft. I can't remember which one, but it was one of those. It was really for depression, but apparently after 6 weeks, they'd seen success in treating IBS. So, my options were to go home, try cutting off gluten for 6 weeks, all breads, donuts, pancakes, bread, or take a magic pill and in 6 weeks be cured. I chose the pill. In the back of my mind, I thought, sometimes I suffer with anxiety, and it's not horrible, but I thought, well, maybe the pill will also help what little bits of anxiety that I'm still struggling with. 6 weeks went by, and my stomach issues were no better, so I stopped taking the pill. I was back to square one. Now I had to make the tough decision to either try to cut out sugar or gluten. I am severely addicted to sugar, so I had no other choice but to first try the gluten. I knew it was going to be tough. 6 weeks. That's like 30 days and then another 15 days. Like, a month and a half. Close. It seemed like forever. But I was getting desperate. I did it. After 5 days, I kid you not, it was 5 days, and my stomach was fine. 5 days. If somebody had said, just try it for like a week and you'll know, I thought it was going to take 6 weeks. And maybe it took 6 weeks to completely get out of my system, but it didn't take me 6 weeks to know that my body could not tolerate gluten. So, that was a year ago in April. I've not had gluten since, except the few times I accidentally have gluten, and then I have stomach issues. But for me, when I accidentally eat it, I just have to go to the bathroom. My stomach just feels like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom right now. I go to the bathroom. I'm in there 5 minutes. I'm done. That's not something that you should be putting your body through. So I try not to do that. So things are much better. I'm not having issues every day. Things seem to be getting back to normal. And then I have diarrhea again. So something else is causing me issues besides the gluten. Cut this out, cut that out, cut this out. Ends up being oatmeal. Most mornings for breakfast, I would either have instant oatmeal or a piece of toast with peanut butter. I can't have that anymore. Oatmeal even reacts, I think, a little worse than the bread. So no more oatmeal for me. And I love oatmeal. Like love. Steel oats, instant, regular, whole cut. Was an oatmeal eater. No oatmeal. Okay. Much better now. I'm almost like a regular person with my stomach. I'd say almost cured. But then I eat something, and then I have another reaction, like a pretty strong reaction to something. And I know it's something else that I've eaten that my body just doesn't want me to eat. Eggs. For whatever reason, I can also not eat eggs. And I have heard that I can eat duck eggs or quail eggs, just not chicken eggs. I just haven't had a chance to test it yet. And I also heard it's either the whites or the yellows. I think it's supposed to be the whites when you can't do eggs. But yeah, so my body does not want me to have breakfast, which is unfortunate because I generally like eating, and breakfast is one of the things I like to eat. So without having any bread, without having any oatmeal, and now not having any eggs, I'm a little bit limited there. I eat gluten-free bagels and yogurt, whatever. So don't give up. If your body's telling you it doesn't like something, try to find out what it is. It took me 3 years. I just discovered the eggs probably about 2 months ago. It's only been a year that I've realized it was gluten, and for 3 years prior to that, I was just constantly having issues. It's just crazy. So if you're having diarrhea, you're not alone. Find out what it is. This was a really long video, and I said diarrhea a lot, so I want to thank you for watching. Have a nice day.